All right, we are live. How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
I am fine. I am fine. My name is Amelia French. I am the founder of Black Independence LLC. This is an organization that has been a while, I think, in the making in my head. There are certain things that I have wanted to do in my life, primarily focusing on the Black community. So, what Black Independence LLC will be doing is it's going to be focusing on building a community amongst Black peoples. And when I say Black peoples, I mean melanated peoples from across the globe. I really want this organization to be something that changes the minds of Black people, where we will really recognize the truth that we have and the strength that we have when we work as a collective. I know in history we have seen this many times play out, like in present day Haiti, the revolution in Haiti. Then we saw apartheid ending, and then even today in the United States, what we have seen is Georgia now turning blue. So these are things that I think are very exciting, but also we need to remind ourselves about it because when we do that, we really do recognize the power that we have when we work together. So I want Black Independence LLC to create a safe space for us to just have discussions about things that are particular to Black people, things that are important to us. I really want the organization to focus on eliminating our seemingly need to kind of navigate traditionally white circles. Am I echoing?
A little bit, yeah, I was gonna tell you.
Okay, let me
Do you
see.
think we should mute our mic until
Oh
you?
yeah, mute your mic for now. Okay. Is that I think that's better. Okay. So um really just kind of eliminating our feeling that oftentimes that we have to navigate traditionally white circles in order to achieve what we deem successful, and really to just build generational wealth. And I am really excited because you guys have started this business. And I really want you guys to just kind of talk about why you started Kaieteur Beauty. Stephanie, I love you. And Crystal, I love you too because you're Stephanie's cousin. But I met Stephanie working at the Marriott. I used to work at the Marriott, and I love taking care of people in general. So anyway, that's where I met Stephanie, and we just kind of clicked. Uh she is a really beautiful person on the inside and on the outside. And so any chance that I get to support you or to just kind of kick it with you, I really enjoy it, and I am just excited that you guys are taking me up on the offer to kind of talk about why you started this business. So if you could um, just kind of talk about yourselves and then also talk about why you started this business.
So, why did we start Kaieteur Beaute? Um, Honestly, we started it.
Apologies because I mispronounced the
Yeah,
name.
it's okay.
Kaieteur Beaute. Understood.
So it's a very unique name. Honestly, it's from our country, which is Guyana, and when we were thinking of what should we name the company, we were like, you know what, we want something that relates to us, to where we came from, where we grew up, something unique at the same time, but something that is natural. It just represents natural beauty altogether. And we thought about our one drop waterfall in our country, which is an amazing place. If you ever get the chance to go visit Guyana, visit Kaieteur Falls. It's amazing. Why did we start the company? Honestly speaking, we started it because we were both lose in the process of like going through whether it's a furlough or just getting cut from our jobs, and we were in two different spaces but in the same space at the same time because Steffi reached out to me about something else, and then we just kind of shared like where we were, what we were thinking, where we were going to go, as far as starting our own companies. So honestly, we started 2 companies at the same time. And now, is it safe to say that we're one now?
We're focusing on one more than the other because I'm still enrolled in school, and so with that being said, like, you know, planning it out, we were like, yeah, like this is the day you're gonna have, and this is this day or whatever. You know, like it sounds all fun and games when you're like getting it planned out. But obviously, putting it into action or like actually rolling it out, it's another story. So yes, it will be safe to say for right now we are only focusing on one.
But with that said, honestly, we were in survival mode, trying to pay our bills during COVID, trying to figure out what was next for us. As individuals, but also as a team. And we went through like a year of transitioning, just trying to figure out what we wanted to do. If this is something we even wanted to take seriously, or is it just something we wanted to do short term? Safe to say, our anniversary is actually coming up because we made it to a year, which was like that, right? But we did, so kudos to us for that. But honestly speaking, we wanted to help people with sensitive and dry skin. Like we both have dry skin, we both have sensitive skin, and you know, honestly, I've always been a supporter of natural products. But the one thing that I found that wasn't consistent was how it made me feel. So whether it's just applying it and it smelled amazing, but 5 seconds later my skin was drier than, like, I felt it was drying out my skin. So I just started to like put products together and figure out how to make shea butter. How did I want to make it? Did I want to make it whipped or did I want to do regular shea butter? And then Steffi, I call her the chemist. She deals with the science side of the business. So we really balance each other out. We're such an amazing team. I said, okay, Steffi, this is what I want to do. How do I get from point A to point Z? And she'll say, okay, we need to do this, this, and this. Okay, great. And then it's all about how it makes you feel. So we'll apply it to our skin and it's like, I don't really like this. I don't like the way it feels. Let's try it again. And so the one thing you'll take away from using our products, not only will you have healthy skin, but just how does it make you feel? Like you'll feel that.
Yeah. And to back that up a little bit, because it's not just skincare. Like we wanted to make it where, like the whole person is feeling or the mood is being set for that person. So we rolled out candles and we're doing different things that are going to speak to people through different times. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, like
peace of mind.
it sends you in a different mood. It also helps you, connect with yourself and the whole team of being natural, the whole team of, connecting to nature. I feel like everything that we've tried to do so far is to help other people realize like you don't need to stay in this space. You can actually help yourself grow out of it. Like Crystal comes from a background that is more, beauty oriented, the model, that type of area. And I'm on the other end, just like in the sciences. So we're both trying to see how we can help people balance those myths and theories that other people have of them and show your true selves. You know what I mean? Like the expression of self and how you can come out here and be be the greatest person. Right.
And one thing I want to say also, right? Like we're international. So yes, it is a Black-owned brand. Sorry, but we're very diverse. It's a diverse brand. So this month you may see Kaieteur release a product that have white models. Next month you may see Indian models, Black models, all natural. No eyelashes. We don't want any of that. But I'm saying all of this to say, yes, we are Black-owned, but we're also very diverse within our culture. So the brand will definitely represent Guyana, one, and two, just our people.
That's beautiful. So when you were kind of in the beginning stages, how did you kind of figure out uh what website you wanted to use or things of that nature, just kind of how you wanted to get your product out to individuals? Was there any support system that you had that kind of guided you, or just if you could kind of speak to that a little bit, because I know that there are people that want to start their own businesses and they have these great ideas, but they really don't know how to bring them to fruition. And I hear that what you're saying is you really had to kind of stick to it, but it was like, trial and error, like figuring out different products that you wanted to use, but, just trying to see how it really affected you. So, I mean, if you can kind of speak to just that whole discovery phase, like really, what is that like?
So as far as technology goes, I would think that the two of us are like basic when it comes to that.
Honestly,
I hear you.
Trial and error to the max, because we built our website ourselves. We're still working on our website. It's still going through like a major transition. And honestly, I think the last 6 months we've spent more time on the brand itself and less on the product, because we know what the product will be and what we have. We know it's special. But now it's like, let's look at the presentation. Like, let's go ahead and focus on marketing. Let's focus on, and honestly speaking, we're doing it ourselves, right? With guidance from people that are way more knowledgeable than us. There's so much information out there. You just really have to research it and be willing, honestly, to pay for it. You may or may not have to pay for it, but for us, we paid for like some, what are they called? The books.
Oh yeah,
online. My brain just
so like how to market, etc. There's this one lawyer, I can't think of like
Sierra.
I can't think of her handle on Instagram, but Sierra, she breaks everything down to the T. Like she tells you why you should get an LLC as opposed to like a S corporation or all these other brands. Like, so I would definitely, if you can, take one of her. She has crash courses. She has stuff you can read on your own. But yeah, like at the beginning, for the first few months, it was just us playing around and figuring out how to work these things, how to, make sure that when we're sending out products, it's actually showing shipping, it's actually doing what it's supposed to do, and people can actually track it. So yeah, it was definitely trial and error. So as new or upcoming business owners ourselves, like, if we can help other people, that's why I try to tell people, like, personally, if you see what we are doing right now, you're probably like, oh, their Instagram's not as like active or whatever. But we're still behind the scenes trying to fix things up so that, when we bring it to you, or like you said, to fruition, like it's gonna be what we want it to be. Like it's our baby. It's still in that like nestled stage, and now like we're trying to show the world a child, I guess.
Right. Not only that, we are big. The one thing we agreed on, yes, we're a Black-owned business. We do not need to look small, right? It's completely online, so 100% e-commerce platform for right now. But one thing we can say is, like, sometimes when you come look at other websites, you're like, just take the time to really invest in your product, right? So that's what we're doing right now. Like, what does your website look like? Does it look like $5.99 or does it look like $1 million? Like, and I'm saying it in that mindset just because I remember, who was it? We charged someone like $30, let's just say, for our body butter, and it was like, why is it so expensive? No, that's the price. You're gonna pay for quality. Now, if it was Ralph Lauren or Louis Vuitton, you wouldn't question their price. You'll go out there and pay for it. So guess what? We know our quality in our products, and this is what it is. But with that said, you can't charge someone $29 and your website look like you just threw it together. They're not, from a customer standpoint, that's a little questionable, right? So you definitely want to take time and just within your brand, put a lot of work into your brand. Take your time. Yes, you want to launch your products. Great. We did it backwards in a way because once again we were in survival mode trying to figure it out. So now, yes, we're going back, focusing on the business side of it. And one thing that I can say that Sierra talks about is the importance, yes, of an LLC, but also on the tax side. So how do you want your LLC to be taxed? For us, we're being taxed as an S corp. What a lot of people don't know is the federal government does not recognize an LLC as a business. Like, you're still considered a sole proprietor to the federal government unless you're considered a corporation. So she teaches a lot of that, and honestly, if you can buy the course, or just educate yourself. Another thing that we need to look at, we're an international brand. You know, we're getting ready to, hopefully, we're gonna, fingers crossed, go to Guyana and do our first pop-up internationally, right? What that means is Kaieteur, everything is in Guyana. So literally almost every business have Kaieteur in it. So now we have to protect our brand, which means you have to do an international trademark. So what does that look like? Go out there, do the research. You know, you want to always protect your brand. Even for us, it's international. We have to do an international trademark. If you don't have to, if you're just on the U.S. soil, then you want to definitely look and do a national, just, statewide trademark, I would say, to protect your brand if it's something that you see, doing for a long time. Support Black business. Who else is it? Support Black colleges. A lot of these small but big Black-owned businesses, they're trademarked, so, and those are things that people aren't really aware of. Yes, you get an LLC, but that's not the end all. Because if you get an LLC in Georgia and I'm in Maryland, I can use your name. So protect your name, protect your brand. That's it.
Yes, love it. Absolutely, absolutely. Just thinking about really protecting your intellectual property, that's definitely something that I think that a lot of people don't think about. And so I'm really appreciative that you guys have been thinking about that. Is there anything else you guys want to just share about your business, or share about what you envision for the future, what you would like to what you would like it to look like?
Yeah, so there was a short time where we were actually giving back to Haiti. So, like, the vision that we have is that, we want to not just help people feel beautiful from the inside out or have these products connect with people, but we want to do the connection as well. Like, in areas that we can help, there's going to be, at the end of the day, if we can, we're going to establish that little charity. And this is not like, how I feel like recently there's tons of businesses that are sitting here saying, oh, we're going to do charity. No, I've been doing charity my entire life. So, like, that's going to be one of the focal points of us establishing this. And that's why a lot of people may say, hey, your stuff is too costly, but I might support you later. That's okay. The main thing I want you to understand is that, like, you would pay for quality, and obviously you want to pay for quantity as well. So if I'm pouring my love into it, my love is priceless, to be truthfully honest with you. And so I want you to value that. I want you, when you try our products, you need to connect with us on that level, as opposed to, like, just thinking, oh, that's just another Black brand, because I'm seeing that all over my timeline these days, unfortunately. And I don't think people understand, yes, it's a Black brand, but you can make it your next Louis Vuitton or your next whatever. It just takes you believing in that person. And to be truthfully honest, we all have a conscience. So I'm not going to be the next Louis Vuitton that's stifling your stuff out of you or stealing from you, basically, and not giving back to that community. I think that's totally wrong. Like, I was looking at something recently that, and I don't know how much time we have, Amelia, so you could shut me up, but
No. Keep going. You're fine.
But I was looking at something recently where they were talking about this young man. I can't remember his name, but his bag's logo is like a T. Oh my gosh, I should have.
I'm not sure who you're talking about, but
He's a Black
it's
designer.
fine.
He's like he is the biggest thing right now for handbags.
Yes. Gucci decided to make a knockoff of his bags and put the Gucci logo on there. So when people see these things, I hope they're making those two connections, that we've always been business savvy. We've always been these things. I think it's people believing in you and And that's why I love this like new era that we're in, where we're pushing Black businesses, and like I'm pretty sure your LLC is going to turn into something beautiful, because featuring people like ourselves, melanated or not, there's tons of people out here that want just for somebody to believe in them, right?
Mhm.
And I think, with that being said, like, you have to first invest. People don't just start out and say, I want to sell you all these things for $500,000. Like, that's not truly how it begins. Like, at least I can speak for us. I don't know. That's not how we began this. Yes, it might have been on an era of survival or whatever the case may be, but I always knew I wanted to be a business owner. I just didn't know what exactly I was going to do, right?
Mhm.
And so sometimes we're forced into things, and I think this was a great quote unquote forced effort that occurred, because I literally was texting her about just opening the other business, and she's like, well, I've been thinking about, and I'm like, I've always liked these things. I'm sensitive to smells.
Yeah.
I like, I'm sensitive in general. Like, I have eczema. So why not?
Agreed. Same here, all of that. So I can't just put anything on my skin.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Nothing with like just a potent scent,
Right.
it just flares my sinuses up. It's like,
Hmm.
and on top of that, it's like my skin's drier than what it used to.
Yeah, so like all of that needs to be taken into consideration. This is not just pushing another product out there. And that's why, like, at one point too, we told people, like, if you are not okay with the products, let us know, because that's how we're going to grow. And we're trying to make it so it's, gonna suit everybody. But at the same time, I know you're different from me. So
Hmm.
we don't mind tweaking things for you, because that's the whole idea. Like, we want it to be our heart and soul in this jar or in this candle. You know what I mean? Like, when you get it should speak to us, but also it should make you feel some type of way. So, yeah.
I will say definitely, I really did feel the love when I opened up my package. I I was just like, oh my God, all of this is so beautiful. And I just kept pulling things out. I'm like, what? They packed all of this stuff in here? Like the lavender. I'm gonna make some tinctures out of my lavender. Um, I I just thought it was so beautiful. The sage, I had run out of some sage, and so I was like, yes, right on time. I just was not expecting all of that. And especially uh for a Black owned business to be focusing on this, I think that spirituality is very innate for us, but we have sometimes forgotten our way. And so I just love that you guys are really bringing back this spirituality in creating a product such as this. I'm the type of person that I like to light candles all the time. Like I have candles just lit 24/7. But then I also like to light incense and things of that nature. And so to have something like this, I just thought it was beautiful, and I really did feel connected to you. I felt like you packed it especially for me, even though that probably really wasn't the case. But like it warmed my heart when I opened up the box. So I am really happy that you guys have really launched this business.
Yeah. And that's like, it was so funny when I sent her what you sent me. Like, I
Hmm.
screenshotted and sent her. She was like, she knows that all comes in it, right? And I'm like, I didn't want to like break the momentum of the time, so I just let her
I
like.
remember reading that, but I didn't expect it to be that much.
Much.
That's why I
Okay.
was like, what?
And you know what? We thank you so much for your feedback, because I've always been a little apprehensive about doing candles.
I was about to say that part.
And she was like, come on, candles. And I'm like, okay, well, it has to be something meaningful. And it took me about, she won me over, it took about 8 months. And then I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. Let's do manifestation candles.
Yeah.
So we only released 2, Just Love, Peace of Mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 2 more coming out, hopefully within the next month. The manifestation and the protection candle. And then that'll be a total of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean they're intention candles, right? And so
Right.
focuses on, well, one, the just love is just not only what type of love you want to receive, but what are you giving out, right? Peace of mind is just to cleanse your spirit, your soul, inside and out, your surroundings. That's why there's lavender.
Mhm.
You have your amethyst crystal, and just love. There's a sage, and what did we put there? Oh my God, quartz crystal. Oh my God, it's all these crystals coming to my mind. I've been doing so much research on the protection and manifestation camp.
Mhm.
It's like an overload. But just really strategically putting things together in that package, because you don't want to burn your sage right before you burn your candles, because you won't smell it, or vice versa. You want to definitely cleanse the air, like maybe a day or so before, because sage is so strong, the scent
Yeah.
lingers. So but we're happy you like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna keep buying from you guys. Definitely let me know when you guys start rolling out more products.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I have sensitive skin as well, eczema. I even have eczema on my scalp, and it's really irritating because my scalp just gets dry out of nowhere, and you're like, everything that I try, I feel like it's just not working. So we shall see.
We'll definitely be connected for sure.
Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to say? Maybe talk about your handles that you guys have for Kaieteur, Beaute.
So yeah, our Instagram is Kaieteur, so Kaieture, Beaute, Beaute, and it's you don't worry about the apostrophe, but like right there on my shirt, if you can see it. So you can go follow us on there, but you can also just go to the website and see if there's anything there that inspires you.
And subscribe, because
Yes.
sometimes we send sales just internally. We don't really release it to everyone. So if you are a member of our website, you'll get like exclusive little deals and things like that will be coming through. As far as anything else, I would say just get ready for our summer line. It's coming in and it's coming hot.
Yes. Okay.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're fine. You didn't cut me off. I was actually gonna say thank you so much, Amelia. Like the love is it's mutual.
Hmm.
Like I literally, that's why when you said you're gonna do this, I was like, yes, why not? And then when you put me as first, I was like, oh heck no, she wanna make me cry. I'm honored to
Don't
say
do
this,
that.
but first, hold on, this is the setup. Like everyone else that comes after.
But I agree with Steffi. Thank you so much. And I feel like our generation needs this. We need to have these real conversations about
Hmm.
what it's like to even have an LLC. If you want an LLC, why is it important, and things like that, right? And
Hmm.
every business owner will share something different with you. And collectively, we can learn so much from each other. And I feel like this is a great platform. So thank you. And, we should it will eventually build a network within itself. So kudos to you, and thank you, and good luck on your success, even though I know you don't need it.
Yes.
Because it's already successful.
Oh, you guys are sweet.
We're
Thank you
claiming it
so
for you.
much. Absolutely. That's how you have to be. Seriously. Yes, so I have a handle on Instagram, which is at blackindependence.io. I also have Twitter, which is at BLK Independence. And on YouTube, as you can see, Black Independence LLC. I'm probably forgetting something else. I also have my personal Instagram, which is at the Black Queen, Esque as in Esquire. So I really do appreciate you guys joining me today. Hopefully you guys will come back another time to talk about, more products that you have coming out, or, any advice that you have for small business owners, or just anybody that has an idea about a business. Um, I would certainly love to have you guys back, or maybe be on a panel, with some other people.
Just start where you are.
Right.
Just start, leap out and fade.
Right, exactly. I completely agree.
You're probably gonna cry or whatever the case may be, you know, when things don't go the way you want them to, or people will tell you whatever. But that's where you light a candle.
Mm-hmm.
Taking it back. You light a candle, you let your intentions out there. And I mean, I've been seeing, it's so crazy. I've been seeing all these like affirmations and manifestation stuff just like popping out. And it just keeps saying like, you're in a position where, you know, you can want to start something, but aspire for so much other stuff that you'll inspire other people. And I think that's what, you know, like at the end of the day, I want to be able to inspire someone else to go out there and say, look, this is not exactly how I want this to roll out. This is not how, you know, I want this to work out. Like with the other business, I really was trying, you know what I mean? But school stuff would pop up here and there. And you know how UDC is and their professors. I love them, but it would pop up here and there. And I would be like, oh, this is my day to like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to let it sadly just trickle down because I'm like, I don't want to feel like, because I'm the type of person, if I'm gonna go in, I need to go in all in or not at all. And so
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it started to become the not at all, and it wasn't even intentional. Like I would buy stuff to disseminate it out back, and it wasn't as much love. How about we put it that way? So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need to do stuff that I honestly want to do and I love to do, and this is not just because. So that's the other thing to take into consideration. If someone's out there trying to, you know, like get you on board, you can love this person to death, but you have to know yourself. And I already knew myself. I had already said no to the opportunity before, but the position that we're in last year this time, it was almost like, but I mean, what am I gonna do? What if I don't get called back? Like, and here it is a year later, and we have no idea what's gonna happen. So I'm like, you know, sometimes you have to leap out in faith, like Crystal said, and it won't be a comfortable position that you'll put yourself in. But make sure you're doing it out of, what's the best word I can find right now? Like out of peace of mind, because that's the only thing that's popping to my mind right now. Like out of peace of mind, like you have to be comfortable in what you decide to do, so that and passionate for sure.
I feel like if you're not following your passion, you're just gonna be like, well.
Yeah, and that's why there's gonna be more to come for sure
Mm-hmm.
with me. So yeah, I think
Yeah, certainly lighting candles, I think, is very helpful in that respect to just kind of ground yourself and just kind of remember who you are, you know, what you are interested in, what your passions are. I think sometimes we can let the world kind of feed us what we should be doing. And especially me, I'm an empath. And so I pick up on people's feelings and I don't always realize that they're not my own feelings until I just kind of am like, you know what? This doesn't feel right now.
Oh, being empathic is
So
so annoying sometimes. You know,
it
you can
really
walk
is.
past, and it's like these energies that, oh no, I'm gonna keep my distance. Everyone's looking at you like, what
Hmm.
just happened? No,
And
don't.
it's really something that you have to constantly work on is constantly grounding yourself so that you recognize when there are emotions that you're feeling that you can recognize that they are not yours. But anyway, so you know, I think that in terms of starting a business, what I will say is that you can sometimes recognize that when you are facing all of these barriers, the barriers are letting you know maybe I'm not supposed to going down that path. But you know, sometimes we can just be kind of headstrong and say, whatever, I'm gonna keep doing it, and like whatever. And eventually we'll get to the place where we realize that was just the wrong path. So, but this right here, what you guys are doing, this is the right path. I will say that for certain, for certain. I'm really inspired by both of you, and I am excited for what is to come for your futures.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying not to cry, so I'm gonna be like, yeah. But yeah, no, like, enjoy,
Yes,
enjoy.
no problem. So, I will just say I appreciate anyone who is out there listening right now, and for the people that will be listening in the future, um, please tune in the future to maybe a live podcast or even a pre-recorded one. And I really hope to see you guys back very soon. So thank you certainly.
Thank
Yeah,
you
thank you
so
too.
much. Bye,
Yeah,
you.
no
Bye,
problem.
everyone. Join, subscribe. I don't know.
Right, like,
Yeah,
subscribe, right, all of down, all of your handles. I
subscribe.
see, thank you, because I knew I was gonna forget that. That's my father right there, Gregory. Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.